Welcome back, guys. Game number 3. Would you believe it? Between LGD and Newbee.
I definitely thought that game is over. 2-0, clean sweep. Then suddenly, Terrorblade kicks in, and that hero needs huge nerf, especially that thing I was talking about. I'll repeat it again. You can't have 100% physical damage reflection that you can't target and 0.5 seconds downtime.
It's good.
It's a stupid period. Go on.
We will go on. Into the draft we go. Newbee, LGD, game 3, 1-1. As LGD pulled off a magnificent comeback in game number 2, but they have let through the Naga Siren for Newbee this time. Batting out the Disruptor, so the combo will not be there. But Naga for Newbee, definitely something to keep your eyes on. LGD, they're thinking about this opener a little while there, and they will immediately pick up the Tide.
Tide and Witch Doctor. Let's see.
Turn to pick.
Witch Doctor.
How do you do it?
That's why I'm prediction god, man. I'm ahead of a time. Let's see what they're gonna go for. Any supports that stand out against the Tide Hunter?
10 seconds.
Oh, is that a question? I thought you were the prediction
No,
god.
I'm just thinking. I need some time, man, and my brain
sure.
doesn't work that fast. I need to look at the screen.
Sure enough.
Well, Disruptor is banned out. He's one of the better ones. I guess that's one of the reasons they picked Tide as well.
But I guess with Newbee and LGD picking an offlane, like a support and an offlaner, or an offlaner and a support in this first phase, is probably the more common way to go. So Naga plus something maybe for KP could be an option here for them. You know, the Puck could come back into play. We could equally see them pick up maybe a Sand King for KP. But the options are definitely all there. I think we might give the Sniper a skip over this time around.
Sniper was a great pick. I didn't think of it when they were drafting. But just the item build was not on point. Kind of backfired, but well, everyone learns. Even SCCC.
Yeah. What about like a Naga into DP? We know the Chinese teams love like first phasing Death Prophet. Oh, that'll be the Gyrocopter. Okay, so it is some kind of combo to go in with a Naga there.
Yeah, but Gyro is a really good hero against the Tide Hunter in the laning stage because he does not rely that much on a physical damage. The Rocket Barrage is magical and it doesn't work against the Kraken Shell.
LGD's
Ban of the Enigma. Remove another one of the combos from the Song of the Siren. And there's Ame's TB taken out of the game. No more blinking Terrorblades reflecting back onto everyone. That will get taken out. A final ban from Newbee in the second phase. So many options to go down towards. You've got yourself a good setup with Song into cooldown. Good lane pressure with a Naga Siren there. Tanky. Moves forward with the Riptide and starts harassing people in the lanes. I don't know what you want to ban here. Tide Witch Doctor is just a solid opener, right? You've got a good kind of self-sustaining offlaner. Maybe Tide needs, you know, you're mentioning the Rocket Barrage, the Ensnare is going to be there. Maybe Tide needs a little bit of help early on. What kind of hero do you think should come out for FY to give that Tide maybe a bit of a better time in the laning stage?
Tusk seems alright. Tusk always feels like a good option, even though they love to run Witch Doctor as 4, so that they still might pick one position 5 hero. They love to have Witch Doctor with Maledict and Spirit Vessel early on.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, it will be down to LGD
5 seconds
to decide what they want to go for. Very often it is just that rounding out of the kind of supporting cast, the offlane of the 2 supports that get picked up first. But against the Gyro, potentially they're thinking here about a Lifestealer to slot into this pick to deal with that Gyrocopter as that kind of counter to the hero, and then start thinking maybe about the Infest Bombs as the draft progresses.
Yeah, no, they're not showing too much. Both of them, Gyro, no surprise, they're one of the first pick heroes. Barely survives the second one. Well, depends which region actually plays.
Is there a way to stop or like cancel or disrupt this Naga song in any way, like an Earth Spirit kick or anything? Well, you mentioned the Tusk and it will come out. Is that 3 for 3 now for LGD?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I'm thinking about AA, it's a good combo with the Naga Siren. They love to run it. Just AA in general, but
10 seconds remaining.
with Tusk Witch Doctor, this opens up a lane,
5 seconds
an
remaining.
aggressive tri-lane. These two supports are really, really strong.
LGD's turn to pick.
Oh, there we
So
go.
definitely Void for Newbee, which is really good against the Tidehunter. Can lock him down, especially with all these spells. Also good setup with Naga Sleep.
And LGD very unlikely
10
to
seconds
snipe out the
remaining.
Void in this position, right? So you've got Song of the Siren into Ice
5
Path,
seconds
Call Down,
remaining.
potentially the
Please
Chrono that
turn
you're
to
mentioning.
pick.
LGD with a Jug for now. That's an interesting pick. For me, anyway, in this kind of position. Pretty common alongside the Witch Doctor, though. You know, you mentioned the Spirit Vessel, Voodoo Restoration, Healing Ward. It's there to kind of sustain these pushes moving forward. But you do have to
10
rely on that
seconds
Tidehunter
remaining.
having that Ravage up. And you need some big magic damage or some
5
kind of wombo
seconds
combo
remaining.
from your final hero to be picked up, it feels like.
I don't see. I would just go Void right here. It feels so good, especially against the Juggernaut. You can jump out of his ulti. You can set up things easily, but they might be afraid of the bad laning
LGD's
stage.
turn to back.
Yeah, that's a really good hero against the Tidehunter, as Triple C loves to play it. I mean, you can't kill a Tide. Natural BKB carrier has a built-up save.
And steals all of Tide's mana
10
as well.
seconds remaining.
Yeah,
And there's the
there's
Void
the
ban.
ban.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been really nasty, along with the OD damage from outside of the bubble. Final ban for Newbee, though, and this is the hard one, you know, as there's like Shadow Fiend, Queen of Pain is out there. Feels like they need some damage to go in on top of the Ravage. Also feels like they
10
need some kind of
seconds
tower push
remaining.
as well. I'm looking at DK as a potential option for them, but then this
5
OD is like,
seconds
nah,
remaining.
nah, you're not going to pick DK here, boys.
They might. I mean, it's pure damage orb. That's why he counters the DK. But if they have a good momentum with the Jug, Witch Doctor, Tusk, they need the tower damage. DK provides some, also DP, but not sure about the laning stage for these two against the OD.
What do you feel about a potential Lycan pick for LGD?
So
Put Jugger mid, put Lycan
Newbee's
safe lane, something
turn
like
to
that.
pick.
I think it needs to be a ranged hero.
Okay.
So what are they lacking? They lack an offlaner. I mean, Batrider is not an option, I guess, because he's playing against the Juggernaut. What else is there?
10
Maybe
seconds
Panda
remaining.
still feels like a good option.
5 seconds remaining.
And it could be that solo safe lane hero as well for Axe. That's a nifty one.
Well, I love Axe. I love playing Axe, but the problem is that he's such a shitty laner. So probably they're gonna have Jakiro and Axe on a lane. He doesn't do anything against Jug, Witch Doctor, Tusk. Really vulnerable
10
against the
seconds
ganks
remaining.
overall. But that's
5
one way
seconds
to
remaining.
deal with Tidehunter. There is a DP.
Choose your
Finally
hero.
comes out right at the end. And that'll give them the pushing power they need. A bit of a combo with the Ravage with that silence and the Crypt Swarm. And can be sustained up nicely with the Witch Doctor and the Juggernaut Healing Ward.
So if he gets 4 out of 5 picks and they lose, does it mean I'm bad as well?
No, it just means that you can, you know, unlock that part of your brain that sees the Chinese side of things, sees the LGD draft. Just because you know what's going to happen doesn't mean you agree with it, right?
Yeah, that's one way of looking into things. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome. Got your back, Dommy. Don't you worry.
So yeah, with the Axe jumping in, they don't have any big ultis besides Naga Siren Sleep.
10 seconds
I'm always
remaining.
afraid when Axe is in the game, he needs a lot of
5
stacks to
seconds
come back.
remaining.
Even if he has a good start, he kind of falls off. In terms of until he gets the Blink Dagger. Once he gets good timing on a Blink Dagger, Blade Mail, it's really amazing against heroes like Jug and Tide. Especially if you have OD, a lot of intelligence is going to be stolen. So
And it's another way to cancel that spin TP as well from Ame, right?
yeah, because Void was banned out and there was no Disruptor, so they need something to lock down the Tidehunter. and it gives a lot of lockdown for Juggernaut. Goes through a BKB / Blade Fury.
I mean, yeah, what? Enigma and Void both banned out. That call from Axe was, you know, once known as the mini black hole or the poor man's black hole. He'll get himself a nice bit of disable there on KP, but we'll move into the game. The final one of this series, in fact, as a pause immediately there from KP to start things off. Wonderful gameplay already to begin the match. So, winner of this. Do we know who defeated who in the Kingwin EG series? I believe it was EG.
EG 2-0.
So the winner of this faces up against Evil Geniuses in that best of 3 later on. As right now on the mainstream, I believe it's OG against Liquid going on right now, which is a pretty interesting match. But this one, with the series that we've had so far, definitely going to be a bit more of a back and forth between LGD and Newbee, as they really do have a chip on each other's shoulders, try and defeat the other one. Not sure what the pause is for. I'm guessing technical issues, as the admins will likely be on the case. Make sure no one is messing around or bending the rules.
Yeah, that's definitely it. You couldn't have guessed better, Gary. What do you have? They have a good combo. If you think about it, Naga Siren using a sleep, then it's really easy to land an Ice Path. Just use it, unsleep. They can't pop their spells. Also, there is Axe Call, but you need to time it right. WC.
Toilet Break. Or Warcraft?
Yeah,
practicing for the Warcraft 3 Invitational?
Warcraft 3 remastered is what we hear. Maybe Warcraft 4, who knows?
Warcraft 4.
Something's happening there.
Yeah, absolutely is.
We don't want to promote other games, but promoting kind of Warcraft, because Dota 1 was a custom map from
it's
Warcraft
our heritage.
3. Yeah, it's we are allowed, though.
Of course. Absolutely. Any interesting builds coming out of any of these players? Everything looks reasonably standard, except maybe the Kaka Naga.
Yeah. We've seen Nagas building. If you go aggressive tri-lane, the best build you can go for is a Stout Shield, and Orb of Venom gives you a lot of tankiness, skill potential. Sometimes they go for a Windlace if they need to buy something. Jakiro is a hero that is really not item dependent. He just needs levels, has a good stats.
Click on Jakiro for me, and look at his wards.
Yeah, he has 0 Observer wards and 1 Sentry.
Because I was looking at this, and I'm like, Kaka has 2 obs, and I look at this board, and it's like Faith has an obs and a Sentry, and I'm like, that can't be right. There can't be 3. So
I wonder what happens. Just keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
what happens when he places a Sentry?
Some funky stuff going on here. Faith maybe has just unlocked the Matrix and found a way to get infinite wards, but we'll see what happens. Some weird stuff going on. So Mugi, Faith, Gyro, and Jakiro down towards the bottom lane. Dire Observer Ward already out scouting in that nice little god spot, like you've been talking about, the double camps, but also the nice little angle of vision down in towards the lane. As LGD, FY Tusk, Arme on the Juggernaut, and X-Nova Witch Doctor. Aggro try playing into this bottom safe lane of the Radiant, while maybe will be the mid DP and top lane Chalice, the Tidehunter. Going to try and deal with the Axe of KP, as well as Kaka's Naga, who will be looking to roam around with those nice little boots he's got for himself.
If it comes to this 1 versus 1 top, both of the heroes are going to farm. He might even pull the lane. I'm not sure Newbee wants to face this tri-lane. Their heroes are not as strong as LGD's, especially when they reach level 2. Witch Doctor can go for Maledict, but in most of situations they go for Voodoo Restoration because it's so good in those 3 versus 3 scenarios.
Chalice level 1 Gush to try and deal with KP's wave cutting here. I've seen this lane a couple of times, and it surprises me at how unbalanced this lane can get. I've seen both heroes come out on top like significantly. I've seen the lane be a wash. It really does come down to some outplays, some misplays, and also, of course, the RNG of Counter Helix coming into this matchup. So far, KP a very good start, playing aggressively into Chalice, forces the Gush level 1, but likely to be a farm trade the first couple of levels for now, as mid lane OD blocked away from the wave. I don't think
that Gush is gonna do anything. He tried. It's just a waste of spell, a waste of mana. It's 90 mana. This gives Axe some free time.
I think it was just that kind of snap decision, like, oh, he's in the creep wave, let's minus armor, get some more damage into KP, but could have very well done with that point in Anchor Smash earlier on.
Now he's gonna push in the wave to his tower, and I don't think Tidehunter can farm that easily. Has Anchor Smash and Quelling Blade, but still. Fate in problem.
Looks like he's okay there. Kaka keeps X-Nova away.
Did you see what happened with his sentry ward?
No, I didn't. I was watching top lane. That's my fault.
For fuck's sake, Deborah, I told you to keep an eye on that.
That was the only reason I was brought in, was to watch Faith use a sentry ward. It looks like it just disappeared.
This is why we can't have nice things, Karen.
How many names am I going to have at the end of this?
Shut up, Susan.
Yes, I'm here to answer your phones and open your mail, Lacoste. I will do that and that alone. Do you want a cup of coffee?
Tea for me, please.
I'll put it on auto camera and let you do everything else. Try versus try bottom. How's things been going down here? Because top lane is not looking good for Tide at all. That is KP slaying. Bottom lane, a little more interesting perhaps.
Yeah, I think this lane went this way because he went for a Gush, so he can't get close. Has 0 in Kraken Shell, even though it doesn't block counter Helix since it's pure damage. Well, that Gush paying off.
Sure.
Gotta farm with it.
Gyro, though, in trouble. Maledict spin. Mugi tries to go for the TP, and this might be enough to keep him alive. Oh, he goes back to the tier 2 tower. He doesn't go back to Fountain. He's got a wand and a salve. Oh, that's going to keep him up and running, isn't it? Maledict won't pop him down there. Mugi, no shrine, salves up, and he's going to be a little bit closer to return to this lane, and that might be a surprise. The trouble is, LGD do have vision, and they'll see Mugi maneuvering back into the lane. They'll know. There we go. They see Kaka. They see Mugi, and they know what's up down in this bottom spot. As FY makes the rotation back down here as mid lane. Maybe up against SCCC. OD coming out ever so slightly ahead, but maybe with a couple more denies. But back down towards bottom lane. The snowball in, saves him from the homing missile. Now the spin onto Mugi, and this time the ensnare from Kaka, but the shard's even better from FY. One more punch or one more tick. The Maledict will do the trick, and FY has to run away. Yeah, you're right, he does indeed. And Kaka has to fall back.
They have a way stronger dry lane, especially since they got a kill. 11 charges, 10 charges on those sticks, on Witch Doctor. They're gonna pick up both runes. How's mid going? 19 against 19, pretty even there. Oh, KP. Look at the efficiency. He's half German though. He's gonna farm the neutral camp, get the bounty rune.
He's nearly got a Vanguard, like 5 minutes in. This is some throwbacks to the old Axe plays. Vanguard into Blink, play aggressively, pressure everywhere.
He might go for a Vanguard, but also not. If he feels like he needs to get a good timing on a Blink Dagger, he can build it after. A Vanguard would not be a bad choice here against the DP ult. You can turn it into Crimson, but also you can turn it into a Force Staff later on. So maybe just go for a Blink Dagger, since it delays your Blink Dagger a lot.
Absolutely. X-Nova dodging away from this Radiant Scan. They're still pinging there, so maybe SCCC just caught a glimpse of red there as the Witch Doctor did move in towards this middle lane. But FY smoked up and heading top, now back towards mid. SCCC level 1 Astral with a Spirit Siphon to start things off, and the double damage DP moving in.
I don't think they can kill him.
FY shards are there, and I think you might be right. X-Nova forced to run away. SCCC is just fine in this mid lane, while bottom lane Arme shoved back a little bit here. The tower pressured by the liquid fire. Nothing really LGD can get done about that, though. They desperately need to come in and help Chalice. He's dragging waves. He's trying to get as much as he can out of this lane, but it is just still a free farming Axe. 37 and 8 on KP. As Kaka makes the rotation in. Chalice salves up. Battle Hunger there as Kaka holding onto that ensnare, throws it in now. KP 1 point in that Berserker's Call. Goes for it now, but this is a tanky Tide. With no creeps around, the spins aren't coming. They need more help in here. FY maybe looking to turn this one back around with a TP to Shrine. No one here just yet. Another net. KP with a Battle Hunger in 4 seconds time, but there's the Juggernaut. Spin ready, Arme forward. OD arrives to battle, deals with FY. The spin in onto KP though as the Battle Hunger. There it is onto the Juggernaut, and OD slamming people. One more hit onto FY will secure that kill, and Chalice has to dip away towards the Shrine. The healing ward down from Arme, but no kills gained by LGD.
What a fight this was. This lasted forever. Even with the level 1 Kraken Shell, Tide still really hard to take down.
Maybe does finally kill Kaka. It took a while. How do you bring this axe? Sorry, how do you bring the Tide back into the game?
He's all right. He's what 24 CS against 38. Even though after the first couple of waves that he couldn't get close, he's gonna farm. They might rotate him to bottom lane now, or if they want to reach level 6 and try to get a kill.
Little Gush and Snowball. It's a decent Berserker's call there, as KP still trapped in between 4 and Kaka drained of some of his life, but the push will come forward. Maybe with that exorcism will pop it. And an easy tier 1 here, it looks like, with the help of the catapult. Same thing down bottom lane, similar anyway, with the glyph forced. They keep the catapult alive long enough for the new creep wave to arrive. And Newbee will get some tower damage of their own. Nowhere near as fast though, and
DP
with this
still has
TP down
ulti on.
bottom, you're right, the Ravage through, and Gyro very deep in behind enemy lines.
Reject! That was really worth for LGD. Taking a tier 1 tower, defending their own. That's like double what you get from DP ulti. Meanwhile, SCCC continues to farm on the mid lane, 37 CS. DP is still at the same level.
Maybe they'll look for a dive onto Faith. Cancel a TP with X-Nova there, and Faith, unfortunately, cannot defend this bottom tier 1. A bit more chip damage coming out as well, as some items popping up there, as we can see. Vanguard for Axe. Phase boots over on the Juggernaut as he aims towards the Battle Fury. Get that farm speed going on. Tide Hunter. No, he definitely is doing okay. 30 CS, now sitting at how much net worth? Let's take a look now. Middle of the table, 2,700. He's ahead of the Gyro. In fact, over on this Chalice Tide Hunter, and not even that far behind the Axe. Only 500, 600 gold or so. KP with his Vanguard can move forward and try and deal with the Juggernaut, but it looks like they're going to do a lane swap here. Ame with a spin, force KP back, and he'll just go behind his tier 1 and
Bottom
TP
lane,
while
they
the
got
Witch
a kill
Doctor...
on X-Nova.
Was that just a Witch Doctor a little bit too far forward?
They were trying to make a go on OD. A lot of rotations from mid-heroes, actually. Like, you don't expect OD to rotate from his lane, being level 7. He already did twice. Once on the top lane, once on the bottom. Also, DP is very active, which means they're not gonna get that much levels. Someone else is gonna get it. Tusk, level 5. Not too bad, 9 minutes in.
Full Tranquil's done for FY as well.
Yeah, Axe actually finished the full Vanguard, which gives him a lot of tankiness. Can play more aggressive against the Juggernaut. He's really not afraid of the Omni Slash.
Snowball in bottom lane with the Witch Doctor coming. Over the Ice Path they go and into the Gyrocopter. Mugi. 1-3-0 right now as LGD really dominant in this early game, finding kills left and right. KP forced away from the tower. And they will be able to farm.
When you have Jakiro and you play against Tusk, your ally hero should just stand in place where Ice Path is, so they're gonna get stunned when they get out of the snowball.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
They ran a little bit too far back, right?
Yep.
Faith missing out on that Ice Path. FY speedy with the Tranquil boots. Gets himself out of danger. Faith may be putting himself into danger here. The creep wave dragged across, so Omni Slash not going to get used just yet. X-Nova blasted down by the OD. Now an Astral into Ice Path, homing missile. Everything's going to miss though as Ame has a spin. The one charges will keep him alive a little bit longer as well. Now
that
ensnared
dunk.
though. The root is there and KP with the dunk takes him down.
Always feels good. You don't hear that enough. Have a good day, sir. Huh?
Well,
Said.
The Gadoosh of the dunk as well.
Ravage is up if they want to play around that. Naga Siren level 4, Jakiro also level 4. Support's kind of under-leveled. Naga is probably going to use the Tome, since Jakiro is not that level dependent as Naga. She went for 2 points in Ensnare, so she can keep Juggernaut in place while he spins. And OD can steal more intelligence, so I guess he might have even actually max it this time.
KP might be in trouble here. Very far forward on this wave. FY ready to roll forward. There's the call, but unfortunately with Maledict on him, KP dead to rights.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot of times when people pick up Vanguard on Axe, then they play way too cocky, and then it delays your Blink Dagger even more. It's still gonna be a good time. I'm gonna Blink Dagger only 800 gold away. If they take a tower, I'm gonna drop to 600, but
still a fair distance for KP to get towards that. But he's not the one I'm worried about here. Gyro, Mugi, 3,200 net worth, FaZe Aquila, having a bit of a struggle here in this game as the ensnare, but the Yules counter, the song from Kaka is forced out. Are they going to look to turn this one around? TPs are coming from LGD to their tier 1, but here's SCCC. No Yules and Somnus. There is the silence. Keeps the OD at bay. Verify quickly to make sure he doesn't get burst down by anything. Ulti for ulti there, DP for Naga, but no tower push from LGD coming out of it, as over towards this top rune, Riverside, Faith astraled up, saved, and FY with Chalice here, no Ravage. FY caught with the ensnare, and Faith turns back with a dual breath. The cooldown will come down and land on their heads as X-Nova does arrive with a nice cask bouncing between them. Then a Death Ward taking down SCCC and Mugi dropping low as well. Another Gush could prove to be handy, but a quick ensnare from Kaka keeps the Tide right where he is.
Tide is too tanky to take down, especially with the Hood. Had no Ravage there, but this Tusk is doing a lot of job. He's involved in 7 out of 9 kills.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, FY having a pretty damn good game. And this means that Arme is able to keep on farming, spins out. Battle Fury pretty much just the perseverance away right now, as he can go back and buy the Demon Edge if he wants to. Where's the Axe? I really want to pay attention to this KP Axe. Blink 300 off and getting closer and closer. And that should be the point at which Newbee go for some kind of smoke play, right? Jakiro, Axe, maybe plus the Gyro. Look for a bit of a pick and play somewhere on the map. But they're going to struggle to take down towers afterwards. Bottom lane is low, but the other towers here are difficult to bring down for Newbee. Even with Jakiro Liquid Fire.
Yeah, Jakiro needs more levels, especially needs to level up. He needs to level up Macropyre on level 6 and then just max the Ice Pad because of the combo that they have. Follow up, it's level 4 Call from Axe, a lot of Disable, plus Ensnare, which is level 3. Naga's gonna scout out with the illusions.
Oh, Axe. Axe, no. 120 off his Blink Dagger found inside the shards. The Ravage onto 3 as well. KP dead. The cooldown comes. Arme with Omnislash still ready here. Has a wand as well with a healing ward getting taken down. Arme's in trouble. Chalice gets busted down and SCCC will make sure that Juggernaut doesn't live to see the light of another day. FY.
No mana. Oh, sadly, he did not have mana for a rocket there to stop the TP. Another overextension by LGD behind tier 2 towers. At least they delayed a Blink Dagger on Axe, but I don't think, if you look at the big picture, it was not worth it. SCCC now with 4 staff, so it means he has a double save. He just needs to level up the Astral, so he can actually get close. Doesn't need to get close and save up his teammates. Alright, Axe. It is time to get a Blink Dagger up.
Not far now. This one creep wave will do the trick. There we go. It's being pinged out. DP's like, guys, Axe, he's farming a wave. Oh no, he's got his Blink Dagger now. Time to go and maybe find him back here. This Observer Ward watches out for where the Axe is camping, but SCCC with Kaka hunting X-Nova. Witch Doctor has been given the job of shoving out waves, but now he's going to be shoved into his grave.
Three.
Cask.
Alright. Yeah, level 4 net, as I suggested, just to keep people in place so OD can steal as much intelligence as possible. Axe has a Blink Dagger, so it's go-go time now. They know Ravage is on cooldown, DP ulti is ready, but they should try to make a move.
Chalice feels it coming. There was no aggression top lane. Maybe and FY made a move up there to try and feel out where Newbee were heading, but it seems that they've got a good idea that the maneuver was coming towards mid lane, as they didn't see anyone kind of fall back and farm here. It would have had to be TPs elsewhere. So Arme back into the jungle. Chalice, same story. A shove on top, and LGD reading the map really nicely here with the wards they've got. That was our big criticism of them in previous games and series, right? Was their lack of warding. How do you feel they're doing in this game?
Well, this game, it's all right. It was all right in the game number 2. They always have this ward. Now again, this ward. It's the same ward. Gives you so much vision where enemy team is farming. It's always easy to smoke up and get the gank. Especially if they smoke, you can always counter gank with that ward as well.
Ravage ready now in 5 seconds. Both teams itching to go and smoke and find these pickoffs so they can maybe play across the river a little more effectively. Naga Siren with no TP though, has the smoke ready. Oh, they've smoked up with the rest of the team, leaving the Naga all alone. Gyro shoves out mid, and here comes the Axe Jakiro OD combo. Who can they find? Well, it seems like no one. Bottom lane, LGD have 3 down here, farming away, keeping the Juggernaut safe with a nice little bodyguard. X-Nova holds the front. FY clears the wave down at bottom on the tier 2. And Newbee have to shift their momentum with this smoke from top to mid, down towards bottom lane. X-Nova throws the cask. Maybe he can look for a TP quickly.
He's gonna live, actually. That breaks the smoke, lives, buys enough time. That's a lot of time wasted from Newbee. Meanwhile, on top, that Prophet just continues to farm. Still didn't manage to take her down, not even once, getting close to a BKB, which will help her not get intelligence stolen. And it's really good against the combo that they have. Still, we didn't see it yet. Gyro, again, it feels like in all 3 games, Gyrocopters were struggling to get any kind of farm early on. And Tidehunter has Blink Dagger ready, so that's their initiation. They have a good follow-up with the Witch Doctor, save from Tusk. We still didn't see any big clashes, not even 4 versus 4.
No. Juggernaut now with the Battle Fury. Arme's going to start farming up an Absolute Storm. Finding a nice little hidey hole there back in the trees. But here's another smoke, this time from Kaka. Along with KP and SCCC, looking towards Chalice in mid lane. But again, this is a difficult kill to find. He has that Ravage, the damage from the Arcane Orb, but there it is, the turnaround now with the stuns and the spin. Arme comes in. Kaka with the Song is not going to be able to do anything as Arme clears up 1. And they can't find SCCC though, as the Song will give them that umbrella of safety, but they may be able to catch the Naga. Newbee a little bit too big for their boots as they move in towards their middle lane, but Kaka is speedy. The Gush will slow him, but the Tranquil's still going. Or maybe gives up on it for now, says Naga is not worth it in this position.
That was not promising, gang. Going on a Tidehunter on a tier 1 tower who has a Ravage.
And a Hood.
Yeah, level 4 call, 3.2 seconds. Plus
now,
some...
3-man silence in with the Anger Smash, Omni Slash there. Not going to bounce onto Kaka. They do have the damage it takes, though, to bring down the Naga, potentially. The save with the Astral buys time, but will it buy life? Exorcism is popped, and Kaka, he will fall here for sure. The cooldown is a good chunk of damage onto LGD, and there's the Arcane Orbs going to work with the Sanity's Eclipse with the silence. Maybe Yule's into the air. Do they have a save? Do they have a snowball? Anything to come in? But no, the dunk from KP will clear it up, and Arme has to sprint out. Chalice with nothing left to give. OD with a lot of it stolen there. Yeah, you can see it. Astral's up the tide, and they will catch another one. That's Chalice. Just get right-click down here by the OD, and the chase will end at that.
Oh, are they gonna find Tusk as well? They don't know he's there. Seems like back and forth game. Who's gonna make more mistakes?
This time around, it was LGD chasing that Naga Siren. Mugi and SCCC, though, coming out hot. Gyrocopter finally getting involved. 2, 3, and 5 now on him. BKB well in the works there alongside that Yasha. X-Nova top looking to try and clear out at least one of these waves. I don't know about Roshan here, Newbee. They'll swing out towards top lane and just look for tier 1s, it looks like, for now.
Well, the problem for LGD is that they have 3 big ulti cooldowns. On the other side, you don't have any. You have Naga Siren, but that's not necessarily needed for them to fight. They just need to get the BKBs up on all 3 cores against the Tidehunter, Tusk. Even though they have a lot of physical damage inside of Juggernaut and DP ultis, it's still needed to go for BKBs.
LGD ever so slightly kind of gaining a lead, little by little. Arme with the Yasha now, moving towards that Manta style, but the defensive nature here of the Witch Doctor and the Tide sat just in behind this DP. Feels like they're going to swing in, try and play around their vision. Dire Ward down there. They've got one kind of over the shrine, over this mid and top tier 2s as well.
Is under attack.
Nice little spot for a ward to go in. But LGD, they do swing in towards the bottom tier 2. Top tower here, Newbee chipping away with the level 2 liquid fire. No defense of each tower coming in. They are just going to go for the game that they set themselves up for. LGD holding on to this exorcism as well. Is this LGD just going to go for one of those high ground pushes again? They've got BKB for maybe here.
Yeah, but so does Mugi, and OD is what? If he sells something, yeah, he has it.
BKB on BKB on BKB. Lots of magic immunity.
Oh, there is a Crimson Guard on Axe. That's gonna be a huge item against the DP ulti and the Witch Doctor ulti plus Jug Omni.
Especially now since it affects buildings as well, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the more interesting changes we've had in recent time is that Pipe and Crimson Guard.
You know what should maybe affect buildings?
Vlad's.
Guardian Greaves. Like, you have a Pipe affecting buildings, you have Crimson, but...
well, you think it should give HP regen?
Something.
Or
like half of the heal to the buildings.
Upgrade Greaves. Another recipe on top of it. Or you combine Greaves with Crimson Guard. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that item costs 10,000 gold. It should give something really good.
Yeah, just give something ridiculous, you know? Heal all of your buildings to full HP. Reno Jackson for Dota 2. Faith sliced down. Ame there with a quick and easy Omni Slash finds a kill. Farms up a wave and should be able to spin TP out, but KP is coming. The Axe with this blink call, he's getting closer and closer, but I don't know if he'll be there fast enough. Ame back into the trees, blink dagger at the ready so he can jump away and spin TP. Go on, Ame. He's waiting to see if anyone comes into his little hidey hole here. Oh, SCCC sees him. There's the spin TP. If only the Naga had stuck around just a little longer. Unfortunately not.
He has a blink dagger, so he can play more aggressive. Especially if OD uses Pike to save someone and Astral, he can jump in the back lines and cut through them. Or he can blink out of the Naga's sleep if they don't use the Ice Path or Call.
What are LGD doing? They're just waiting on this high ground right now. They've got lots of wards around this area. I guess they can see if Newbee move themselves up. Roshan scouted, Naga illusion in. LGD not having any of this though, as Ame really is just in farming mode. Scouted out by an observer ward here. Newbee immediately ping and maneuver. Try and get in on top of this Juggernaut. He's been given way too much space. I need to catch him, but Ame, look at how speedy he is. Straight away with a blink, the phase gets out of harm's way. And the way this game's going, it feels like LGD in a very good spot, but like you've been saying, the big ultis, the kind of requirement for them to capitalize and exploit anything that Newbee mess up, they need to take these objectives. The tier 2's still standing. Roshan, of course, we've been looking at him for quite some time, needs to be taken down, and LGD are the ones that kind of requires all of these things to win the game. Newbee, less so.
Yeah, we didn't see any 5 versus 5, not even 4 versus 4 fights, and I don't think we're gonna see them until the Roche fight. Both of the teams right now can easily take him down, especially if DP uses ulti, not even necessarily needed with just Jug Ward, but it takes some time though. Do they have any medallion on the side of LGD? Nope.
I don't believe so.
Not yet. Tide wants to get one.
Ah, going for the Solar Crest. Very nice. So we've got the Spirit Vessel nearly done here for FY. That should be reasonably good. Keep that DP going. Continue these pushes. Newbee smoking in towards the Roshan pit. They realize, oh, smoke didn't pop. They're not in here. They're not over there. Process of elimination. Into this dire jungle. Should be holding some wards here. They've got a sentry on Faith, but no observers. So they're going in here blind, and they'll be leaving here in darkness as well. LGD, they go down towards bottom lane. The mirror movement here coming out from LGD as they shove in with Ame clearing through these waves. Radiant Observer Ward's not going to get too much intel as LGD very deep. Coming in behind Newbee, in fact. They're going to try and start a fight here without the Juggernaut. This is going to be a relatively risky play. In jumps FY. There's the punch into Ravage. Jump in from KP. Cancelled out with a BKB from Maybe onto SCCC, but he's still up and running. KP in trouble, though, with the Exorcism going. That Crimson Guard will not keep you alive against every single ghost. The TP from DP moving in onto the Shrine. Faith potentially caught here, but the TP from SCCC will keep him at a nice little range there back in the fountain, but they'll lose their Jakiro.
And this opens up the Roche. It's being pinged out immediately by a yellow. DP ult is still running for... It doesn't say how much. You know, I told you that it doesn't say. It's broken. Yesterday, you told me that ghosts were coming back.
That's what I thought the reason was. You know, the ulti had technically ended. I thought maybe it would show it, but you're right. It does not. Gyro Naga trying to do as much as they can to keep this LGD squad outside of the pit. OD moves in, Cask from X-Nova, and now Silence from Maybe. But they punched up the Gyro, pops his BKB, but this Omnislash bouncing around. Mugi dropping low, nearly dead, but there is the song. Kaka resets it all. SCCC has to think about getting himself out of here as well, alongside the Naga Siren and LGD back into the pit. But there's sport time. KP's alive now, and Faith with the Macropyre in. Maybe trapped with the ensnare. Silences up SCCC, so there is no extra damage. BKB of his own forced out the SCCC Hurricane Pike. It is just this massive back and forth as a blink call from KP catches onto the DP, but the Ice Path onto 2 or 3. Summoners now with a 3-man silence. No one's dying with a Death Ward down, the snowball forward. There's Mugi trapped in, but the Crimson Guard keeps him alive. OD trying to turn back, but the Ice Path only locking in one. Back end of the fight, KP escapes, and so does Mugi as Tide chases them out. Faith will be the only capture here, it looks like. Maybe Kaka as well, as the Jakiro trapped in. Down goes Naga. Kaka stunned up. The Jakiro will survive for now as LGD focus on the Roshan. This is not over yet. Lacoste is going to keep on going for quite some time. Faith Ice Path again with a snowball forward. They'll catch the Jakiro at long last, but in comes KP. Blink call with a cooldown onto the head of the DP. Forces out the Yule Scepter there as Maybe burnt out by the Sandy's Eclipse. Needs to get away. Who did he miss? Was it the Juggernaut who gets himself into the Aegis? Gets the nice Roshan kill as well. They'll look for FY. He's trying to deny. He gets in behind the trees. Somehow he survives. Arme's running away with Chaz coming in with a gush as well. FY, no mana for Snowball. Will have it soon, but there's the Maledict coming in. SCCC chasing forward. Hurricane Pike ready with a BKB to go, but he is hasted. Chalice, blink in a second. Is he going to get out of this one? There we go. Back to safety. And meanwhile, all this is happening. The chase on the DP comes to nothing. Maybe straight back down towards the bottom lane.
All the cooldown. This fight lasted so long. All the cooldowns were reset. Tidehunter has Ravage again.
My voice is on cooldown.
I didn't want to stop you there. There were no casualties. They killed what?
Naga?
They killed Naga and Witch Doctor, and that's it. And Ravage is up again, so they were fighting for 2.5 minutes.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff. I mean, the timings on these BKBs, the Hurricane Pikes, everything is just, it's beautiful to watch. But LGD, the ones to come out on top. They have the Aegis on the Juggernaut. He is a monster at this point. As LGD prep themselves now with Exorcism, like you're saying, along with the Ravage all ready to go. Could look for the tier 2 top lane and maybe a bit of a high ground push. But I'm just thinking back now to the start of everything. KP blinked in, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Must have been the Ravage. The Ravage, oh yeah, that's what it was. The Ravage came at exactly the same time as KP blinked in, so the blink call was delayed by that Ravage duration. And then KP stuck in the middle of 4 heroes, and all of a sudden Newbee's jump and scare factor completely down the drain.
And now they're ready to go again. We have Tidehunter with a mech, Blink Dagger, Hood. He's tanky enough to stay alive in these fights and also keep his teammates alive. Split push coming out from Fate and Kaka. He knows that these fights last forever, so he's going for Aghanim Scepter on Naga Siren just to heal up his teammates.
So skipping over the meme hammer there. Ame blinking in, punch from FY, catches KP, the Ravage onto OD as well in the back end, the Naga's coming in with a song potentially, but KP's gonna die before it comes out. Kaka doesn't even have the mana for the song, so never mind, that would never have happened. They also force out the BKB from SCCC. LGD really are untilted at this point. They are ready, they are raring to go, and they know that they have this game in their grasp.
Only 4,000 net worth lead for them. Gyro still has a lot of farm. SNY BKB just finished a third item, Ags. The side gunner. Just for the extra damage.
Seems reasonably good, as these really are just fights of millimeters. Kaka tries to go out and scout with his mirror image, but unfortunately FY has been spot on with these plays. SCCC with no Pike and no BKB, silenced and chased into the base. The shards potentially save him though. FY have just praised him and cursed him at the same time. Unfortunately does not trap the OD in and allows SCCC to escape.
We still haven't seen the combo from Newbee. Not even one song into Ice Path or Call.
It's been an awkward game for them.
That only means that the LGD is playing well around those cooldowns on Naga Siren ulti and trying to not clump up. And it's hard to do that against the Tidehunter plus a snowball save, and with the Blink Dagger on Juggernaut you can always cut into the backlines.
Where's Maybe heading to now? Blink Dagger for Maybe. Again, that gap closing tool. So vital here, potentially to catch the Gyro or the OD. As Arme should spin here. The blink call from KP is ready. Newbee backing up, retreating a touch. Arme, the blink, there's no call. The Ice Path will land, but the silence is bigger from Maybe. Arme saved with the snowball there. The jump in though with the Tide called up. Taunted in fact, and the OD slams him down with a hammer, but Maybe clearing up with the help of the Omni Slash here. Arme moves forward, KP dies, and now the Naga, the OD have to retreat the Hurricane Pike back to safety, and in the back end, Gyro clears up at least X-Nova's Witch Doctor, but it looks like Newbee here will hold that line. Arme with the Aegis still ready to go, so he will respawn and have that Blink Dagger to jump away. Unless there's some kind of timing play here from Newbee. There we go. Arme starts off half HP, has the spin and the Manta style to play with around a little bit here, but it looks like the Manta into spin won't be good enough, and Newbee come out on top.
That side gunner is dealing tons of damage in these fights because they last for so long. The Ravage was not ready for a Tidehunter, and
this time he blinked into Call.
Yeah.
Last fight, KP blinked into Ravage. This time the Tide blinks into the Call. Everything's so tight.
And they still have Naga Siren ulti to disrupt it. BKBs are dropping down 6 seconds on SCCC, and Gyro has, what, 8 seconds. The problem is in these fights that silence is being used on OD, so he can't steal that much intelligence.
Yeah. Maybe honestly has been huge with these big AoE silencers, you know, 3-4 man consistently. All being silenced, forcing out BKBs early. Maybe a Lotus Orb on this Jakiro or the Naga or something could be something to look towards, but it's a rough one. 4 staff now completed for Faith. As the Naga closes in on the Ags, 400 gold away.
Oh, Gyro is so ahead of Juggernaut right now. Already has MKB ready, and the Jug only has Eagle Song.
How has he done? Mugi's gone from 0-3-3, I think it was, to now 5-3-7, top net worth. It has been a spectacular comeback from Mugi, honestly. He has pulled out all the stops to get himself into this position. Because he was, what, like 7th in the net worth for the first 10 minutes or something? Yeah. It was really, really poor.
His early game was sacked. That's a gem on Jakiro, so they're gonna de-ward. These are 2 deep wards that LGD wanted to play around the tier 2 tower on a mid. Roche may respawn in a minute and 15.
Now the 5-man continues.
That's the problem I was talking about for LGD side. They have 3 big ulti cooldowns, while Newbee can fight all the time. And since these fights last for so long, it goes to Newbee's favor.
Roshan not up. KP pops his head in. Still about 50 seconds for the fastest spawn. LGD, what are they looking for? Butterfly now done for Arme, moving into the Nullifier next, it looks like. Try and disable some of these BKBs. DP just shoves out that bottom lane, looking for that Refresher Orb. LGD swing in towards mid. Shards onto an illusion, Kaka glimmers himself. They don't have the reveal here until the dust on the courier arrives, but Kaka hiding in these trees, still holding the gem, while KP and Faith Along with that, SCCCOD still holding this line. Newbee very, very prepared here, ready to fight. They smoke up. They know where LGD are. They've caught glimpses of them. They know DP is up towards top and
they
all
might catch
alone.
Her.
Oh, dearie me. Maybe. Sits back just far enough here. If he gets any closer to that creep wave, Newbee are on him.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Look at him toying with them. I think he realizes. I think maybe knows that something's up.
Yeah, judging by the position, he would be at the front line trying to last hit those wagons.
KP and FY having a bit of a...
Oh, the huge wave on the bottom. Newbee needs to defend that. 2 catapults. Or wagons, or whatever you want to call them. Siege creeps.
Radiant's
Do you have any other names?
Carty. Carty the siege creep. And 4 range creeps as well. Going to work on the tier 3. Who's coming down here? Moogie. There we go. Big flat cannon. Whops it out. Siege creeps are dead. The wagons are gone. Tied now with the Guardian Greaves. Pretty damn good up against this flat cannon. As well as any nonsense that comes his way. It feels like LGD really are just kind of biding their time, waiting for these bigger items to come up so they can...
They know about that ward. This ward provides so much vision in the Roche, but just got devoured by Kaka.
Oh, is it the one here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Newbee. They have full control around the pit right now. But yeah, it feels like LGD waiting for the kind of the game-ending items to go along with their big ulti combos. And then they want to try and, you know, win one big team fight, force the buyback cycles to begin. But KP, oh, not quite catching FY. The ensnare will be there, but KP trapped with the shards, 4 staffed away, and now a bit of a standoff between the 2 squads as neither wants to commit to anything too heavily as the homing missiles chase maybe back towards his own base. But Roshan's alive.
Yeah, both teams have gem. Crimson Guard is on cooldown for half of the minute. Meanwhile, Juggernaut is just pushing bottom, has a TP ready to TP back to the shrine, but this Naga's illusions are providing so much damage and it's impossible to go right now. This is a secured Roche for Newbee.
Juggernaut doing what he can down at bottom. You're absolutely right. Newbee grabs up the Aegis. I wish we had a little message, you know, for Cheese and Refresher Shard and all that to see who grabs all the good stuff, but MKB Cheese now done with a Blink Dagger queued for SCCC. LGD looking for a fight straight after Roshan is taken. Unexpected, potentially by Newbee, as Moogie is here. Up on the front line, snowball in, down towards the bottom. KP is being caught and killed, it looks like there. Back end Moogie, Maledict up. Chalice still with the Ravage ready to go. SCCC, BKB's early. Maybe moves in with the Exorcism now between 3, but Song of the Siren will hold back the rest of LGD.
Oh, look at the heal.
And now Maybe is all alone in the middle of 4. Blinks away. Jump in from Chalice, Ravage there with a nice Omni Slash as well, but do they have the damage? There's the Aegis popped, the Juggernaut in the mix of everyone. Trying to take down this Jakiro, but it is Moogie. Now he's the one in the middle of 4 heroes, being dropped low with a Death Ward down. The save from the Astral is there as Maybe Yules up into the air. KP, this buyback needs to work out. The Maybe Gyro dropping to Maledict, turns back to fight, but will drop. Chalice jumps in, the buyback available for Moogie here as the damage from OD rains down from on high. KP blade mail up and runs back away. Chalice, even through the Glimmer Cave, they'll find him. As LGD, they lose their Tide and their Tusk. They pop the Aegis though, and a fight on this Radiant side of the map seems pretty good for them.
Again, these fights last for so long. DP ulti is off cooldown and it doesn't deal that much of a damage. At one point, DP was using ulti while Naga Siren had the sleep on, and she was actually regening.
Yeah, doing close to nothing.
That was a buyback from Axe. He needs to be careful about his positioning right now. They even gave him the cheese because he's the one in the front line. SCCC doesn't feel like he's gonna die. Has a buyback, has enough. Okay, he gave him back the cheese. Like, I'm allergic to milk.
Lactose intolerant. Refresher Orb's done on the Death Prophet, by the way. So they have potentially the double BKB, the double silence, but also the second round of Ghosts. Just need to make sure that he doesn't Exorcism, refresh Exorcism. We've seen that a couple of times. The blink call from KP catches Arme. This is a big kill if they can find it. The butterfly's going to work, and Arme dunked down into the ground. Dead with buyback. But that is a huge pick for Newbee. Over on this dire side of the map, they can shove in waves with Gyro alive in 10 seconds time.
Yeah, OD has an MKB against that butterfly, so they are ready. Juggernaut deals a lot of damage with his ulti, but after that they have stuff to pierce through evasion. So that's oh, he's in.
Nice blink
Misses.
away from Chalice. Very, very tight there to get away from this OD damage.
They want to force a buyback. They have a song ready if they decide to go in.
FY toying with the OD, but he turns with his BKB. Banish and Snowball both expended. Roll into the ice path there as FY blink call. KP onto 2. Chalice jumps in. He's ravaged in 1 second, and he will be forced to use it. With the exorcism going, they dunk down X-Nova. Axe in the back looks perfectly fine, and the song will reset it all. They want to go in with a call down forward. The buyback from Juggernaut is forced out. The BKB from Maybe with a refresher orb ready to go as well. But Naga's so tanky, not dropping at all. And Chalice brought down with an inch of his life with a homing missile finish him. The cheese from the OD and the Astral to follow as KP and Moogie ripping apart LGD. This does not look good. Does not bode well for LGD as Maybe drops with no buyback. And that will surely be the end of the game and the end of the series.
They still have a tier 2 tower on the bottom, but they're gonna go for tier 4s and just finish the game. Juggernaut bought back. DP has no buyback whatsoever. 800 gold away. Yeah, this is definitely a game.
The Dire have no heroes. The tier 4s are falling, and Maybe calls it. Newbee will succeed in taking down LGD, but an amazing series, an amazing fight, an amazing 3 matches between these two Chinese teams.
This was a beautiful Dota to watch. Like, all these fights lasted for that one 2.5 minutes fight where no one died besides 2 supports. I don't know, just when you see them using those astrals, those force staffs, glimmer capes, BKBs, yeah, it's just on the next level. You can actually feel that this is a great Dota, and it was really enjoyable to watch.
Absolutely, 22-25, very, very close game between the two, but Newbee once again showing their experience coming out on top. And I think we need to find a replacement for me. My voice is going to start dying soon. We'll get one of the German League of Legends casters to come in or something.
Oh God, please no! Just kidding.
We'll have Hand of Blood and Lacoste. No, we'll stick around. One more best of 3 here on the B stream, and this one, we thought this one was going to be good, but we've got Vici Gaming against Virtus Pro as our next best of 3. That's going to be pretty good as well. So we'll take a short break here until the next series comes up, guys. See you in a little bit. See you in a little bit.